Welcome to Talking with Jen, Belen Garcia. How are
Hello.
you? Hi, how
Yeah,
are
I'm
you?
fine. You?
Yeah, good. I'm good. Here in sunny Austria, but you've left. You've already flown back to Barcelona from the Grand Prix,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
W
Enough for
Series.
me. Out of home.
Yeah, I guess you're happy to be home again, a long
Yeah, I
week.
am. I am.
Yeah,
It's been long days, and now I need to rest some time and work in the uni too. So back
yeah,
home is good.
yeah. Back home's good. Now tell me. Of course, a lot of people have never met you. We've seen you a lot featuring W Series, also in the regional championship, of course, in F3, the European. So maybe just tell us a little bit about you and what you're doing. And then I'm interested to hear your story. I've got a bit of insight because of, we made the interview recently on Vroom, but maybe you can give us a little bit of insight into who is Belen Garcia.
So I am a 21-year-old. I'm studying in university as many of my colleagues, but also I race in cars now in W Series, and I've done some races of the regional, as you said. I also enjoyed karting for a long time, like since 2015. And last year I had the chance to do the World Championship, so I'm a motorsports passionate.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But of course, I know you're also an athlete because I was reading an article about this. So, where does that fit in now? Being an athlete, jumping, you're always jumping. Has this been something you've done for a long time?
Yeah, longer than racing because I couldn't afford to race when I was younger, so I just did it as a hobby until 2015.
Yeah.
So I've been jumping and running and all the things that an athlete could do since I was 6. So it's part of my life too. Right now I have to focus on the W series, and I have been working physically for it, and I couldn't jump this year, but I'm sure I'll be back because it's part of me too.
Do you think that's helped you adapt, I guess, to because racing is really a sport that requires, a lot of strength, especially at this level when you're racing F3. Do you think being an athlete has helped you adapt to that? Also
Yes,
in
for
karting.
sure. For sure. I think like every sport teaches you something, and athletics has taught me like the discipline to train like regularly. I like training, so it's not a problem for me. And I
No.
think this is a very valuable part of every sport. You can get something to apply to everything.
Yes.
So uh, I think it always adds some tools to be able
Yeah.
to grow in every aspect of your lives.
Yeah. Well, you look really fit, and I suppose that helps, doesn't it, when you're walking around big tracks? I saw you doing the track walk, of course, at the Red Bull Ring, both weekends,
Yeah,
and then of course you've got early mornings, long days, but you still have to do your training, your fitness. I guess you do some sim training as well now with W
yeah, yeah,
Series.
yeah. Of course, of course. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have never been on any track of the series, so it's really
Yeah.
important the work in the sim. I think it has been key for this weekend in Austria because you don't get so many laps in the track, so you have
Yeah.
to know what to look for, what to expect, and then it's always different when you get to the track. But you have some key points that you already know, and you have an insight of what the circuit's like, and you're
Yeah.
more prepared um, to you know uh,
I suppose you have
to
to
enjoy
really be
every minute.
focused, don't you? Because you only get one race, you get one qualifying. And as you
Yeah,
say, not many laps on the track. So
exactly.
obviously, any preparation you can do on a sim is going to help. But of course, it must be really exciting to see the fans back too. I must admit, I watched it yesterday and I just thought, oh, it's madness.
Yeah,
All the Dutch guys and all the fans coming from all over. Everyone that could be there anyway. I'm not sure if any of your friends or family managed to get there until
no, no,
now.
no, no. They couldn't.
No.
But yeah, it was amazing. I was
Yeah.
warming up before the race, and I heard everyone cheering for
Yeah.
Max, and it was amazing. Like
Yeah.
it's been a long
Amazing.
time since fans were last in the track, so it's
Yeah.
now very, very special to see them back.
Yeah, it's great. Tell me, you grew up on the racetrack. I know this. You don't live that far from Barcelona, from the Catalunya circuit. What was that like, and how do you think that has influenced you now? Because even though you grew up, you were an athlete, I know your parents have been working, within the racing industry, but
Yeah.
was that just a normal thing that you think to be around race cars and or is it something that you thought, wow, I'd really like to try this one day? How did that sort of influence you?
Motorsports, as you say, has been always in my life because of many reasons, but I have never had the chance until recently to race in cars, to race in karting. So I've always looked at the cars and I was always interested in trying that. So it's been part of my life, but not so much until recently. So it's always been so interesting to me.
When did you make that decision that you want to drive a Formula car? I mean, this is quite a big step for a young woman.
I knew I wanted. I always knew because it's like a dream. But when W Series came up, I was like, this can be an opportunity. And I started to look for opportunities in teams and asking for budgets and seeing if I was able to do anything ever. And at some point, we found a team that offered me a decent budget. So I tried, but I never was expecting to race a whole championship because I know I couldn't afford it.
No.
But we made an effort and trying to get into W Series like it was an inversion, investing in this, and it was okay. And then I got into W Series and it was for something, and then we kept going. It's like we didn't decide at any point, but everything was falling at its place, and it just happened.
It just happened. Tell me, what's it like to be in the W Series? It looks really cool. Everybody's got the same gear. This year there's different teams. Of course, you're racing with Sarah Moore, who I've also met when I was in Spain, actually, at a Rotax Winter Cup. But what's it like being one of those girls? Because you're featured in so many different things, platforms, interviews, special things, like they just pop up everywhere all around the world. The girls are also from Australia, where I come from. But what's it really like being one of those girls that was selected?
It is amazing. I mean, it was everything I could ask for. This series is for that. Like, they want to promote us, they want to make us famous, like in a way of we are racing drivers. They want us to be known as that, and I think they're managing it very well, and I feel so fortunate to be in this position because I know that I looked up to the drivers in 2019 and it was my motivation to get in. So now feeling part of it, I might be the motivation for many girls, and that's so special.
I'm sure you will be, because you hit the track running. Qualifying P3 was really a crazy race last week. Of course, not so easy this week, a little bit more of a challenge, but that's what makes it interesting. So tell us, how does that work then? From week to week, from race to race, you've got another one actually the next week already in Silverstone. But how does this work as compared to when you did, say, the Formula, the regional championship by Alpine? What's the difference? What's the main difference? If you were telling somebody, basically this is what I am used to and what everyone else is used to. That's normal to do any series. We know what to expect. What's the main difference, apart from being girls?
Well, there shouldn't be a difference. We are racers. So the main difference with championships is that from week to week, we change some things in the car, like the organization changes what we can change of the setup in the car.
Okay.
So we have to readapt every week to the car we have and to the conditions they give us. Even if it's the same track, we change some things.
Yeah.
And so, you have your team and you have to work with it, but it's everything a big team, so you can share everything, and you can always learn from everyone. So that's a good part of the championship that you can't see in other championships. I think it's really good, really interesting. And also there's a part, it's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good. I was surprised about it because I wasn't expecting that. Like, there will be so much competition between us, and there is on track. But out of there, like, we're everyone in the same page, and it's just so special to meet so many girls that think like you, that want the same as you, because it's not so normal to be able to be in the same team with them, because you usually are in your own team and you don't really mix with other teams and other drivers. So here we have the chance to meet people like they are in the same page with us.
Yeah, and a lot of those girls have come through karting. I've interviewed them when they're young. You know, Beitska also, Mada. But, you know, it's really crazy to see you all there racing each other. And I wondered what it was like, but they have some really cool Puma clothing, and the race suits, of course, specially designed for women as well, even though we're racers, but it's nice to be comfortable. So,
yeah, of course.
Now tell me, you mentioned something about, you know, you didn't do so much racing and you never expected to do a whole series because of the cost. Do you think, or rather than asking you, do you think, how much do you think it has an impact on not only girls racing, but many drivers racing today when you consider the enormous expense?
It's sad, but I think it's part of the main things that influence around the driving, because it gets to everything. If you have the budget to test, you'll have more experience, you'll be more prepared, you'll be more physically in shape. So I think it's everything, and it's a bit sad, but things like this, like W Series, are giving us the opportunity to be able to overcome that and to have the tools to then be able to do good in our series, because you have the experience already.
And you must learn so much from these guys and girls, because from what I see, there's a really experienced level, you know, of the people involved as well behind the series. As you say, working with the same engineer every week. I mean, suddenly you've got all this attention and support.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's everything I could ask for. It's my opportunity to race, and I think it is for many of the drivers in the grid.
What do you think is going to happen? Say you do the W Series, and like all the other girls, will it change anything for you, do you think? You see, Jamie, obviously doors have opened for her, also Jessica, and you know, some of the other girls. Beitska has often been, you know, out there with BMW on the track racing. In the meantime, last year, unfortunately, not much happened for you and Marta and some of the other girls. Do you think a lot will change once you are able to do this whole series? What do you think for the future?
I don't know, and no one can know. I mean, my job is to do as best as I can and to perform at my best. And then if opportunities come, hopefully they will, I'll take them. But for now, I have to focus on what I can control, that is my performance on track. And then if there's something else I can do, I'll be glad to do it. But for now, I'll focus on this.
I think it's some good advice for everybody, though, because even young karters, you know, aspiring to be Formula drivers, it's not always so easy. They're always asking, how do I get sponsorship, or how do I get support? But obviously doing something like this is going to help give you exposure, but also give women more exposure. Will we see a lady in Formula One? I know in the interview, in case people haven't seen it, it's here in Vroom Magazine. You can order it online for like €2.29, or the whole season subscription, which is even better value. The question that I ask you, will we see somebody? Is there a girl fast enough, or do you think it comes down to the opportunities? What do you think?
I think we will. I think we will see one, because things are changing for us. I mean, thanks to the W Series, more girls are starting, more girls are continuing their races in formulas. Just like me, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for W Series. They gave me the opportunity, and I think just the example is so valuable. And I don't know who, I don't know when exactly, but I'm sure they will.
Why don't we see more? Why shouldn't we have more girls racing Formula? the first round of the Formula Regional European Championship, you were the only lady on the grid. So,
Yeah,
but I'm
I
sure
don't
there
really
were
know.
thousands and thousands of guys that also wish they were on the grid. But
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. That's the thing. It's not an easy thing to be there.
no,
It's so expensive. Like
yeah,
it's been a great effort from my family and my supporters. So I don't think it's only about girls and boys and
no,
the differences. It's just it's difficult to everybody, and
yeah,
if there's more boys trying, then there will be more boys.
yeah,
It's
that's it.
just normal.
How
I
much
mean, but
money do
the
you
thing
need
is,
if you think about it? Sorry, what were we going to say, Belen?
I don't know. Go ahead, don't
I
worry.
was just thinking, the thing is, it's always going to be there, because as things develop and become more expensive, more technology, there's always going to be more costs. So, I mean, that's the reality. But if you look at it like you're looking at it, as if, wow, this is a great opportunity, with all the support that you've had. But how much money do people need to do this? If someone says, I want to be in the W Series, what sort of things do you need to still pay for if you don't have to pay everything?
In W Series, you don't have to pay for anything, but for sure you have to have some experience in formulas, and that's what's expensive.
Yeah.
To be able to get there, you have to invest in your career, as I did in the Formula 4. It was something
right.
I couldn't do, but I did to be able to get this opportunity to race for free.
Yeah. And I suppose in between this, I know today we've got only a short time with you because you're studying, you've got more exams. What are you looking forward to do when you finish studying uni? What's your plan?
Well, I don't have a plan. I had one, but now I am in W Series and I'm training so much. I just want to be a professional in this sport. I want to keep racing, and that's my main goal. But I don't want to stop studying, because I don't know if that will happen. It's very difficult for everyone. So if it doesn't, then I have my parents' company, which I love to. It's still in racing, so I'm not out of there at all. And that's more or less what I think. But for now, I'm focusing on now, because I don't know what will happen in the future.
And what are you studying? What will you be when you finish?
Telematics engineering.
Okay, so what's that in? If you're
like,
explaining to someone.
It's like the networks engineering and internet and communication.
Wow. Okay, interesting. Tell me a couple of questions. What's the worst part about your job as a race driver?
The worst part, being out of home so much. I miss my puppy every day.
Yeah, we've seen the pictures. Anyone that doesn't follow Belen Garcia on Instagram, you can follow the story, of course. Nice to be home with your dog. Of course, the dogs can't always go, but that's okay. Childhood hero. Who was your hero when you were growing up? Did you have one?
Yeah,
Anybody?
Michael Schumacher.
Yeah. And what about in athletics?
Always.
Is there anybody?
Yeah, a lot of people. A lot.
And with the Olympics coming up, I guess you really...
Yeah, I'm so thrilled. I would like to be there, but it's not possible this year. I'm sure I will go to Paris.
Yeah. So any athletes that you sort of think, that they're the people that have inspired you?
Lots of them. Like Spanish Ana Peleteiro, then Mondo Duplantis, Renaud Lavillenie, Sandy Morris, a lot of them. I mean, I'm a sports passionate, and I admire a lot of people in sports. I'm now following a lot Simone Biles. I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't stop saying names.
Yeah, there's too many, but it's really nice. And of course, in the W Series this year, who would you say you've kind of hooked up with that's a good friend?
So we are grouped in bubbles for the COVID thing, and it's difficult. And I'm paired with Ayla Agren.
Yes.
And And she's really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we've become very good friends. We've spent a lot of time together in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's something I will get from this series.
Yeah, it's nice. Good friends. And any advice for young girls or boys out there watching, what they should do if they have a dream like you?
Just go for it. I mean, you don't know what will happen for sure,
Yeah.
but you have to try if you want it.
That's it. And of course, we're going to wish you luck, Belen. It's great
Thank you.
that we had this time with you. We're going to be watching in Silverstone, of course, in a couple of weeks. There with the Formula One, which is so exciting. What's that like? Must be good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I was in the car waiting for the start of the race, and we saw a bit of the track, like they were in the quali, and my game was guessing what the car was by the noise. And then I saw them, and I was like, okay, yeah, good, well done. And it's amazing. Like I was waiting for the race, and I was asking for the results of the quali. So
who's your favorite driver?
No need to. There's a lot as my favorite sports person, but I think Max is doing really well, and also Lando this year. I mean, any of them is very good, but they're.
Tell me, did you ever meet these guys when they were karting, or are they a little bit older than you?
No, I have never done karting in an international way, so I couldn't meet them. Just last year, but I didn't have the chance. So
maybe there'll be another chance in the paddock, a chance meeting.
Yeah, I hope so. It will be nice.
You never know. Would be good. Make sure you take a selfie and post it so we can check it out. But thank you very much, Belen, for your time. Good luck, and everybody can read more about it in this issue online. Belen Garcia, What Moves Her is the title. So nice to meet you, Belen, online here, and wish you luck. So thanks for your time, and good luck also in your exams this week.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so grateful for your support. Bye.
Happy to be here. Bye.
And I'll be running, possessed by a